Hello, everyone. Welcome to the podcast. If you're a fan of the show, you recognize these three beautiful people. We have Chris coming from Romania. Once again, Lucas from Poland. Robert here from the cold Northeast. And unfortunately, Shane is getting his beauty sleep. Didn't realize it was 6 a.m. there. So we found, I think, a suitable replacement. PJ coming from upstate New York. PJ, welcome, welcome.
Thank you.
So it's good to see everybody. I guess we'll kind of start off a little bit. We talked about it offline here. But Robert, what are your thoughts on the whole David Barr situation? I mean, I'm sure you're following it a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know if I follow it, but obviously, I think everybody in the industry right now hears about it. But honestly, who is surprised? I'm pretty sure, you guys probably talked before, like you said before the air. I don't think anyone is surprised. That's just, the way things are going in the industry. And at the end of the day, I think that the emphasis right now is too much on the whole thing, like when it comes to taste, protein, like it's protein bar. We all know all of those bars. I would say 99.9% are shit. There is nothing nutritious about them. There is nothing good about them. Most of the protein claims are way off. The fat content is mostly off, and majority of people have them for only one reason, because it says protein bar. But for most part, it's just a fucking candy bar sprinkled with protein. That's all it is. So I don't know why everybody is taking it like so seriously. I'm not surprised. I'm not really upset either. I think that this is something that was predictable and kind of, I think we knew about it before all the tests and whatnot. So I really I don't pay too much attention to it. I don't take it too seriously. I think mainstream people are taking it more seriously than anyone else.
If you were a betting man, do you think they come out of this after the executive was on the Epstein files, gone, and now this shit?
They just like everybody else. I tried them taste wise. They nothing special. I think Europeans, as usual, blow them out of the water. It's not even close. When it comes to compare them to barbells, nowhere near that. And Shane and I talked about it a couple of days ago, and he goes like, "Yeah, but I like the macros." Come on, it's just, well, what macros? Who cares about macros when it comes to a protein bar? So I don't think it's going to affect them. They're probably going to have to settle. They're probably going to have to pay.
Yeah.
I don't think they can get out of it, without paying anything. But considering how much money they've made in the last year, I don't think it's going to affect them either way. I think they're here to stay. I don't think they're going anywhere. Probably going to make some adjustments, and that's about it. I don't think it's going to be anything serious.
Chris and Lucas being international, is the protein bar craze just as big over there as it is in the U.S.?
It depends
I don't think so. Go ahead,
Mm,
Lucas.
it depends what you are asking for, but no, still it's the same as it was. Nothing has changed. Bear barrels are basically controlling the market right now. So
But I mean, you
Okay,
want
and
it's
I'm pretty sure, like when it comes specifically to Europeans, like take Chris and Lucas for example, I very much doubt that they're discussing the formulas and the macros when it comes to protein bars. I know I don't give a shit about it. They pretty much it's the same as energy drinks. And we had this discussion with somebody recently, and I said, why is energy drinks compared to supplement industry? Why is it being mentioned in the same thing? Energy drinks to me, that's just taste. I
yeah.
don't even feel that fucking caffeine in it. To me, that's just like a flavored drink. That's all it is. I'm pretty sure somebody like Lucas probably can have five of those and go to bed.
I can.
PJ, what do you base yourself off of? I know you do a lot of reviews on bars. Is it just more to try what the latest trend is, or?
Yeah, I look at them like Pokemon and got to catch them all. I just want to try them, but I shy away from it. I stick to Whole Foods most of the time. I don't even I keep them with me throughout the day, like as a just in case, but I rarely even touch them now. There's
I
no
loved your
use.
call. I loved your call out, Robic, on our good friend. Oh God, why Nick James on when he called out Mark Wahlberg on promoting some shitty bar.
I thought
Oh,
that he was spot on. Again, people going and they're like, "Oh, I'm having a product." You go to a place like a supermarket, like Costco or something like that. and like, oh, I'm gonna have a protein shake. Oh, I'm gonna have a protein bar. I'm like, looking seriously. I mean, clearly you don't know anything about it, because they just hear the word protein. You can slap a word protein right now on anything, Starbucks or anything like that. Nobody knows what quality. Nobody cares what quality. It's just the word. I mean, it's all marketing. And for
Yeah.
mainstream people, it works. For people that are a little bit more knowledgeable, I mean, you have some of the reviews that we are watching. I mean, there is a huge difference between, for example, somebody like Chris doing a review and somebody who's doing a flavor review. I mean, it's just not the same. What are you looking for? You're looking for something that tastes great and sprinkled with protein, because there's definitely nothing beneficial about it for sure.
Yep.
Or you're looking for something that is quality and then the taste is secondary. I mean, what are we looking for? That's the main thing. And that's
Yeah.
the reason why I think it's like, I really don't pay. It doesn't even get under my skin anymore, because I just could care less.
Chris and Lucas, obviously here in the US, the whole protein craze is very big right now. I mean, protein Pop Tarts and extra protein cereal and just protein upon protein. Is it making its way over to you guys?
Yeah, just a bit here and there, but nothing close to what's happening in the US. I
What are
mean,
you
you
seeing,
can.
Lucas? Oh, sorry. Lucas, what are you seeing? Are you seeing any
It's
differences?
it's massive. It's massive. It's basically everywhere. The protein thing is right now everywhere. You can go to a local supermarket. You can see everything from protein water to
Yeah,
protein bars. I don't protein yogurts, protein milk, extra. Even the chicken is promoted as high in protein. So yeah, man.
which is
It's yeah,
which
yeah,
is true.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
No way.
I sent some pictures to Shane, like, I don't know, it was like a month ago or something, and it was like a chicken breast that was sliced in like thin slices, and it was says high in protein chicken breast, so it's like, it's crazy, sometimes it's even ridiculous, and I was just like saying that soon we will see, like, high in protein, I don't know, detergent, or soap or something like that, because everything is like, right now
That was
marketed
good.
as
Yeah,
high
that was funny.
protein. But this thing sells. So yeah, man. It's To me, it's just another craze.
But
Regular.
But yeah,
are
you
the
can you can definitely see.
but all the
Yeah.
processed foods, like here cereals and Pop Tarts, are like the processed foods over there? Because I always think that international, your foods are a little bit cleaner, I think, than we are. I think our shit is over
Yeah.
processed.
Yes, for sure. But we have a different regulations than you guys. So you guys are more fucked than we are. But at the same time, you still can see, like, protein cereal that has, the ingredients are like, a bit tinier than in US, but at the same time they include, like, I don't know, 5 extra grams of protein, and they say, oh, it's high in protein. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's the thing.
But is the GLP craze over internationally, or is that a US thing? Because I think that's what's driving some of the protein.
Bro, it's like everything is connected now with the peptides. So here you can buy peptides basically everywhere. So it's super easy. It's much convenient. We don't have, like, this strict regulations. I know that in US you guys have some stuff to take care, and there's been some blockages in regards to, like, Reta and a few other GLPs, but here you can get everything what you want.
Yeah. So, Robert, with all this increased protein, Masha had brought it up. Are you getting hit with your prices on all your proteins? Has that affected you hard?
Oh yeah.
Bro.
Oh yeah. Right now it's absolutely insanity. Like, I will give you an example. We were buying WPC 80, which is obviously very good quality protein, and in terms of wholesale, we would make, like, I don't know, and I'm pretty transparent, like $8 to $10 maybe profit or something like that when it comes to wholesale sales.
That's
Still
still
wasn't
good,
that
man.
much, because we were still shipping to retailers for free. Once they buy $500 worth, I believe we would ship it for free. So that was came nothing. We basically,
Yeah.
there's no profit right now. We just inquired, I think, on Friday. We wanted to launch a new flavor, I think, in July, and the quote that we got was higher than we are charging wholesale prices. And
Jeez.
it was, yeah, it was just like at this point, we had a kind of sort of emergency meeting yesterday where, what should we do? And that's actually, I'm going to have a conversation with Lucas about it because he always kind of points me in the right directions when with that. But, we were actually making a decision whether we even gonna sell wholesale protein. Maybe it's just gonna be direct to consumer because it's just not doable, and it's not just high quality. It's even the shittiest protein right now. The prices are insane. It's just pretty much not doable. I mean, I don't think so. That's the reason why if somebody sees like grass fed or whatever, and the price is modest. I mean, you should really question whether the quality is there because it's just. I saw I'm not gonna name the brand, but I saw a brand selling for, you know, a grass-fed protein. At least they claim it's grass-fed protein for a price of regular protein. I was like, okay, something is off because it's just. I showed it to my manufacturer. He goes like, it's not possible. And we
Yeah.
told me what the cost is. It's just not. It's literally not doable. And when people say like, oh, you can shop around and ask different manufacturers, you can ask 25 manufacturers. It's not going to help you. The price is pretty much the same, maybe off by a quarter or 50 cents. But, other than that, I even talked to one of my manufacturers and he goes, just because of the relationship that we have, I can sell you 250 or 500 units, or I can sell you 5,000 units. He says the price is not going to change. He says, I'm just going to
Really?
do you a favor. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Ridiculous is not even a word. I've been in this for 11 years. Luca's been in this much longer than I have. I'm pretty sure he's gonna say the same thing that I'm gonna say. He's never seen anything like it. This is like completely ridiculous.
Yeah, I like last month I received a nice order from one client. He wanted to buy 500 units of gold standard whey from Optimum, and we can't give any discount at all.
No,
There
it's
is
not
no
possible.
discount. There is no discount. Even on, like, I don't know, 1,000 units,
Yeah,
10,000 units, there is no fucking discount. Just even the the chiefs from Gambia are not giving any options, and they are not approving any deals. And I can tell you, like, last year my wholesale price for Optimum Gold was 49.99 euros, and
Okay.
now it's 60 euros
Jeez.
point two. So it's like 10 euros in a
Yeah.
wholesale. So
yeah.
you
No,
can
I believe you
so
wholeheartedly.
you can imagine, and the profit for us is like, I don't know, man, maybe 1-2 euros on a tub.
Yeah, and
So
we actually got a quote for 5 pounds 50/50. The quote from the last batch that we ordered is $11 more than we are charging currently for wholesale, which
Damn.
is you don't even know how to approach it. It's like the only way is direct to consumer, and that's pretty much it, unless somebody is willing to, you know, to um to eat the profits and that's it, and just to stock it for the hell of it, just to be able to offer to their customers, because otherwise it's just humanly not possible. It's not even about negotiating. You can't really be, mad at anyone because there is nothing the manufacturers, the wholesalers, the distributors, nothing they can do.
At this point, do you even come out with the product just basically on volume and making a couple of pennies on the volume, or just not even drop it? It just kind of sit back.
Like Lucas said, Lucas is not lying. There is no volume.
Yeah.
Volume is not going to help you.
first, there is no volume plot, and the second thing is that on protein, you can't get any margin. You're just like putting money into the product, and you're not getting anything from it. The only
Yeah.
thing is that the consumer is expecting that you will have in your stock, protein powder. Otherwise, he will go to someone else. So that's why we have tight hands. And basically, I was talking with Robic, about this situation, because he was like, for quite some time, he was offering free shipping, but at the same time, it's like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? You
Yeah.
just like you're just losing money, basically. Because someone
So
someone someone needs to eat. Someone needs to eat that.
yeah.
It's not like God is giving you a fucking free transport, for shipping, protein powder.
Okay. So PJ, here's listening to all of this, PJ, because you're the consumer now. you walk into your vitamin shop or wherever you buy your stuff, and now you see the protein prices are $5, $6, $8, $10 higher. Do you still buy, or do you just kind of say, you know what, screw it, I'm gonna just pull back?
I usually hunt for deals. That's the only way to do it, as from a consumer aspect. Is you got to hunt for like a BOGO or something, like we were talking about recently about the raw stuff. We only got it because it was BOGO. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have bought it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but at what point though did the deals dry up?
Well, the thing is, Sean, that the consumer right now, the end consumer doesn't feel it because the direct to consumer prices still stay about the same. It's the
Okay, right.
wholesale price that is getting really, really affected because, I mean, if you buy just for argument's sake, you buying protein, say for example, for $20, and you used to sell it for, I don't know, wholesale for 30. Right now that protein is going to cost you 30. So
Okay.
wholesale is not doable, but you can still eat the $10 and continue selling direct for whatever, for $50 or something like that. So you're still making profit. On a direct to consumer, the end consumer doesn't get affected yet.
Yeah.
It's the stores and us selling to the stores or selling to somebody like Prometheus is getting fucked, we are getting fucked, the manufacturer is getting fucked. Then consumer still doesn't feel it because they can buy it for the same price, so that end price is still not affected unless the stores are going to say, you know what, we have to buy it, even if it's $10 or $15 more expensive, and now we're going to sell retail more expensive. So for now, the end consumer is not affected yet. It's the industry as a whole, they're affected.
I've seen locally it's come up a few bucks here and there. It's crested over $60 on depending on what brand it is in stores. I mean, it's marginal, but you're starting to see
Yeah.
it a little bit on the consumer end.
It's gonna creep up sooner or later. You're gonna
Yeah,
see that.
Oh yeah.
You're
Yeah.
gonna see this
it has
spike
to.
because they can't make like a fucking spike, from here to there. It won't make any sense because it will only scare the consumer. But at the same
And,
time,
and,
they
and
will
you know
they,
what?
they will
Lucas was actually the one who nailed it a couple of months ago when Lucas said, everybody was saying, oh, the prices are going to calm down. And Lucas, I remember saying, no, it's not. This is it. And it's staying. Even if the prices are going to drop like $1 or two, they're not going to go to what they used to be. It's just not possible anymore.
I know, but I feel like we have this conversation like every year or two that we don't bring it up, and then it's a spike again, it's a spike again. But it's like, is it, like you said, is it ever going to plateau?
Well, the only thing that I saw was creatine. Creatine, I think during COVID, the creatine prices went insane. And then they
Hmm.
went down and they're still staying down. So creatine, I don't see anything, in that department. But protein, I just don't see it because creatine, as popular as it is, it's still not as mainstream as protein is. So considering that Starbucks and cereal and all those multi-billion-dollar companies are buying protein right now, the supplement industry is tiny, so it's getting affected. I don't think that
Yeah.
that's going to change anytime soon.
No, I hear you. So, PJ, I had a question for you from somebody. Have you ever had brands reach out to you for review that you've wholeheartedly said no to?
Yeah, a few. If it's not
Yeah,
something
which one?
I'm going to believe in, it's like a waste of time. I can't say I haven't used the products before, but this is a waste of time. I've just said, yeah, I'm good.
Chris, I don't know if he heard you.
Excuse me?
Chris, ask it
Yeah,
again. I don't
which
think he
one?
heard
Which
you.
brands? Which brands? I'm actually curious.
I don't want to throw them out too. I don't want to
Come
burn
on,
anyone.
man.
All
There's
right, we
one
won't put you on the
currently
spot,
right now.
PJ. Okay.
Okay, what kind of products? Pre-workouts,
It's
protein,
they do a
protein
little
bar.
bit of everything. It's just they're sourced horrifically, and you feel almost nothing.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure you know who they are.
We talk off air.
Yeah,
So,
right.
Okay.
Chris and PJ, someone had asked, how do you guys classify yourselves? Are you influencers? Are you reviewers? Like, what do you guys classify yourselves as? And I'll tell you what I classify myself.
Okay, I
PJ, I'll go
personally
to you
classify
first.
myself.
Go ahead,
I
Chris. Go
personally
ahead, Chris.
classify myself as I don't know, a dude who writes shit on the internet. I don't see myself nowhere near a reviewer or an influencer. I just like talking about stuff,
But is your goal to
stuff I know.
educate? But is your goal, Chris,
Yeah,
to
yeah,
educate
yeah,
somebody or just kind of bring the
yeah.
brand awareness? Or what is the actual goal?
My goal is, yeah, to educate some people. My goal is to make people save some money by
Okay.
making better choices, and that's about it. I mean, I'm not looking to make any money off of this. I'm not looking to. I don't have a big stake in this. I have my own job. This is just a hobby that I do, and if something comes of it, fine. If not, fine. Life goes
Okay.
on.
PJ, if someone
Yeah,
asked you the
that's
same
about it.
question, what would you classify yourself as?
Neither. I'm just me. I'm just here having fun. I have a big
Yep,
passion for the
yep.
the industry, fitness, supplements, and trying a little bit of everything. And then you see, I throw the kids and the family in with it. That was for other reasons. Believe it or not, why I started with the kids is I had a problem eating like crappy food, expanding my diet, and doing the videos with the kids and eating cookies and stuff like that actually helped me better with like trying to balance this stuff out. But neither. I'm just here having fun and spreading some knowledge. What I have and having fun testing products. That's it.
Okay.
I'm neither.
All right. I consider myself an educator. I thought myself a reviewer years ago. I sucked. I got out of the industry reviews, and now I'm kind of more on the education side. If someone had to classify me,
You know what? I'm gonna add to
Yep.
this because you asked specifically, Chris and PJ. See, the thing is that they say that the most dangerous, and try to follow what I'm saying right now. They always say that the most dangerous person is the one who has nothing to lose, and I think that this is a perfect example. So I talked to both of them. I do consider them my friends. Luca's been a friend for many years now, but Lucas is connected to the industry. Yet he's very outspoken. Specifically, he commented on somebody's post a few days ago that literally, made me respect him even more. He has balls, that's for sure. He's crazy, but he has balls. But if you take Chris, for example, he has a job, and he lives in a foreign country. Clearly very intelligent guy, clearly is knowledgeable guy, clearly reads, but he doesn't need this. He doesn't need this because he doesn't make money off of it. This is not his career. This is not like he's gonna fucking starve to death tomorrow if he doesn't pull all stops and kisses everybody's ass. That's the reason why, what I mean by dangerous, because somebody like him is very, very dangerous for shitty brands. Very dangerous. He has nothing to lose. So for him, if he's gonna say about a certain brand, okay, your brand is shit, what are they gonna do to him? They cannot fucking do anything. If he says the brand is good, or the ingredient is good, or the formula is good, then if people know that he makes no money off it, he can make money. There is nothing wrong. I mean, let me clarify this. There is nothing wrong with somebody like Chris making money from the industry. I don't think that it's against the rules or anything like that. There are no rules. But the thing is that he doesn't. This is not his do or die situation. So that makes him a very, very good and highly beneficial to the audience, to the customers, to the consumer. He's extremely beneficial because he has nothing to lose. It makes him very dangerous also to brands because he can be bought. So
hmm
at the end of the day, I think if it comes full circle and he does make money off of it, then the end consumer knows, okay, this guy has nothing to lie about. I've seen review channels. I even talked to somebody a while ago, and I remember what he said to me. The first thing that he said to me, I want to make money off the industry. There is money to be made. That's the most dangerous approach that you can say to me personally, because I think that it comes full circle. Now, if you do it the right way, the money will follow. If you do it the wrong way, I believe the money will come instantly, but there are consequences. There are consequences because sooner or later, somebody like Chris or somebody like Lucas is gonna jump in and gonna expose you. Now, perhaps one person listens or two. That's it. But that spreads. It's like cancer. Now the bad reputation spreads, and it's gonna affect your brand. Sooner or later, it will definitely affect your brand. So that's the reason why I think that uh, indirectly they are the influencers. Indirectly, not directly, because this is not a choice that they made. They made a choice to do whatever the fuck. Like, I do reviews about movies. Nobody's
Hmm.
forcing me. I don't do them on a day. I'm not a fucking reviewer. I'm not an expert. I'm just somebody who grew up with movies, somebody who's very, very passionate. If you don't want to read my stuff, don't. I mean, nobody's forcing you. If my opinion matters to you and you follow my advice and you watch a movie that I recommend, maybe our tastes are gonna align. And now I kind of like now I did influence you to watch a movie that otherwise you would not be interested to watch. Maybe I pointed you out in the right direction. So I think that guys like that, like Caitlin, like Chris, like Lucas, like PJ, those are very good guys for the industry, but they're also very dangerous for certain brands
Hmm.
because now you're in a situation where like, what the fuck you gonna say against, Chris? You're a fucking liar. Well, he's not because he's gonna back you up with facts, and then you're really fucked. So the best thing is to ignore Chris, but it's still not going anywhere because he just influenced one or two potential customers that you are missing on. But he also influences somebody to buy a product that otherwise he would not buy a product because so it's kind of like it's indirectly you becoming an influencer, but in a good way.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be like over the top and mega news where you're doing it a content on a fucking daily basis. I sent something to Chris 2 or 3 weeks ago. Now all of a sudden he posted about it and decided to talk about it. Why? Well, because A, I sent it to a friend. B, there was never a condition. Chris, I'm gonna send it to you, but you better fucking talk about the product and you better give me props. I would not do that because I think that would insult his intelligence and that would affect our friendship. My friendship with Chris is more important to me, and I sent it to him as a friend to try a product. If he doesn't review it, well, fuck it, he doesn't review it. But there was no condition, there is no money exchange, there was nothing. And the fact
Yeah.
that he posted about it, I knew it's going to be a good review. Why? Because I'm putting out an honest product. I have nothing to worry about. I have nothing to worry about it. So he did a review. Now he influenced a bunch of people, based on his review. I knew that the flavor, for example, of Assassin is very good, especially if you tried previous Assassins, it's good. But that was not a deal. That
Yeah.
was not a deal that he's going to say it. So I think that, yes, they are influencers, just not on purpose, if it makes sense.
Can I add something to it?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Please.
So last weekend we had this situation that I'm sure that you all guys saw it on Martin's case.
Sure. Let's talk.
Only how many people on the Instagram commented on Raw profile, and what they did, they dropped him just like that.
Elevate
So
too,
you,
right?
Yeah.
you can you can you can see what Robic was saying, about the influential thing and the power of the opinion. It may be only just like maybe two, three, four people that will say their opinion, and everything spreads just like cancer, just like Robic said. That's the perfect analogy to all this situation.
And who had the balls to comment? Even I got like fucking heat. I got fucking insulted. I got fucking crucified by some people. But you take somebody like Phil Heath, seven-time Mr. Olympia, somebody who is within the sport, making money within the sport, but he had balls to come on my post and actually support me and release his own statement, supporting that what is done is wrong. And then, Lucas sent me also a photo of him and Martin. Why? Because what I was talking about, that when I met Martin at the Arnold Classic, Lucas was with us. And Lucas will attest to it. Martin was a nice guy.
Mhm. Yeah.
He was very, very nice, very respectful. He treated us with tons of respect. So this whole fucking cancel culture, he didn't shake Nick Walker's hand. Yeah, it's kind of a dick move. It's kind of childish. It's kind of stupid. But let's not forget the guy's what, 28, 29 years old? He's
Yeah.
immature. He's young. He's on fucking low calorie, on a bunch of drugs. It's a competition. They can't stand each other. That's okay. You know what? I mean, that's fine. Just get over it. There's no serious harm. Nobody died. Nothing. Like, why are you blowing it out of proportion? It's not a big deal. Lucas works for Prometheus for how many years now? 10, 15 years?
20.
20.
Jesus.
I'm pretty sure somewhere along the line he fucked up. I'm pretty sure he fucked up. I mean, you don't fucking fire a person and cancel him just for like, not shaking somebody's hand. I mean, really, that's how how you treat your athletes. That's just not the way to do it. You give somebody a warning. You do something like that. It's just, I think it was just blown way, way, way out of proportion. It was not needed for that. We all make mistakes. None of us, even the five of us, none of us are perfect. But there are limits, certain limits that cannot be crossed. I don't think that this was one. We literally had Dorian Yates getting fucking knocked out in Amsterdam at the show. We had, Victor Martinez beating the living shit out of Chris Cormier at the show, fucking knocked him out and beat the crap out of him. Craig Titus knocked out Melvin Anthony, and Kai Green and Phil Heath, whether for entertainment purposes or not, had a little scuffle on stage. That makes it more exciting. Not a big deal. Fuck it, let it go.
Speaking of, I just want to add, Lucas, you've probably seen this. You see Sean Ray's comment that he's headed towards the next Craig Titus. He's going to wind up killing somebody. Did you see that?
Yeah. I saw this. Yeah.
Fucking ridiculous.
That's a
Fucking
fucking
ridiculous.
It's a fucking bullshit. That's just like
That's defamation of character. That should not fucking take place. You can't fucking throw around shit like that. That's just wrong.
yeah. Listen, I can understand that everyone has the right for its opinion, but this is just fucking out of hand.
Completely.
So, Lucas, let's put you on the spot here because Robic was very open on his post, and if you want, we'll rehash it here in a minute. But Lucas, if you were the president, CEO, whatever the top is of Prometheus, and Martin was part of the Prometheus family, what would you have done?
I would set a meeting with him, post
Yeah,
the show,
absolutely.
and I will discuss this with him straight away, and I will tell him that this kind of behavior is just not acceptable. And the thing is that you can hate the man, but at the same time you are a competitor, a IFBB pro competitor, so you need to act like like it's your job, man. So, and you also need to make sure that you know you're taking responsibility for your actions, so at the same time you need to act and behave properly. Of course, as we all know, they're on drugs, there are
Yep.
emotions going on, and so on. But at the same time, what I would do, I would just like set a meeting with the guy and just tell him straight away, if you're gonna act like that one more time, there will be consequences.
Yeah. I think just putting a bow on it, like you said, Robic, he didn't kill anybody. He didn't beat his girlfriend or anything. He fucked up. We've all fucked up once, twice, 10 times in our lives. Just move on.
Listen, me and Robic had a conversation, about Martin, post show. I even sent him some stuff, and some suggestions, but I don't know if he will take my suggestion seriously
Oh,
or
in a
not.
heartbeat. In a heartbeat,
Yeah,
definitely.
but we're gonna see Martin probably in UK, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, guys, I found an ingredient panel here that I want to share with everybody. Chris might have seen this, but I don't think PJ and Lucas and Robic. I'd love for you to look at it and let's analyze it. Okay, so I'll bring it up here in just a minute because I want to bring this back a little bit. So I'll blow it up for everybody. I mean, when we see this, PJ and Lucas, if you guys can see this, what do you guys think of the formula? And be honest. Be honest. Let's tear it up, good, bad, or different. I'm gonna first say leucine in a pre-workout. What the hell?
Yeah.
That's the first thing that jumped out to me. For what?
Lucas, you want to chime in a little bit? Maybe the low form of creatine. Anything? Or what do you
Filler.
think, Lucas?
I don't know what to say, to be honest, because I'm not sure what kind of what they are trying to do here.
Is this like a kitchen sink? What's the goal here?
Well, it looks like a stim bomb, but
Yeah, but I mean, some of it.
How is it advertised? Maybe you can say which product is it.
okay.
Yeah, if you show me the product, I'll tell you what my product was earlier.
Okay. Robert, do you want to share?
Oh no. This is fun.
This is
Okay, so Chris sent this to me. Okay, this was an Anarchy Labs from 2017.
The first assassin, V1.
Oh, you know what? I did see this now. Now it's ringing a bell. Yep.
So, Robert, I'm just
So
gonna say I'm glad you've evolved.
no, you know what? I mean, this was, believe it or not, there is two formulators on this product, and when I tell you who is the second one, you're gonna flip.
I know it's not
Dave Palumbo.
Shinetsky.
What's that?
Come on.
I
Dave
know it's not
Palumbo.
Shinetsky. Okay, he's saying Palumbo.
No, 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 no,
Yeah,
no.
from the
Like
Lucy.
seriously, you're gonna fall off the chairs. Mark Glazer.
Wow. Okay.
Yep. So the idea was when we started Assassin, obviously, my knowledge was very, very, I wouldn't say limited, but it wasn't, as evolved. And this is, 10 years ago, almost 10 years. Yeah, we started this around 2016. So it came 2017. And Mark was very, very, very big into leucine, like very big. Actually, it was in all of his pre workouts back in the day. And believe it or not, leucine was also in the first Hooligan.
Okay.
So he helped me with the formulation. He didn't agree with my formulation of Hooligan because he thought it was a little bit too strong. And when Hooligan took off, and we said we're gonna do Assassin, Mark made certain suggestions. This was actually a favorite pre-workout of his son, and so he included leucine, and I was like, I knew that it's one of those things. It's kind of like, what's his name, Jim Stepani does with BCAs in his pre-workout, where it's not good but it's not bad, it's just there,
Yep.
I mean, of course, Jim Stepani is like seriously advocating the use of BCAs. We know that it's really not needed, but again, if something is there and it's makes no difference. Okay, so he pays extra $1 or something like that for it in a formula. It's not bad.
It's like S7.
I, the
S7.
CoQ10 came from Robert Shinetsky. That's the
Okay.
only ingredient that he was still with Price Flow. He was very, very into it. To include CoQ10, the rest of the formula pretty much is all me. The only thing that I think that I really messed up, there was no needed. It was yohimbine. That was dumb.
Okay.
That I definitely take responsibility for that. But it did what it was supposed to do in terms of like, that much DMA at that time nobody used. And this
That was a
product
good
was
one.
definitely a pure stim junk. It tasted horrible.
I was gonna ask the flavor.
The flavor,
A-
the flavor was,
ask.
I mean, it was probably one of the worst flavors anyone who ever had. The only one that was worse than this, Lucas gonna remember this. The very first Dorian Yates pre-workout, which was I think lemon lime, which was, oh my god, that was bad. That was worse. That was the only one that was worse. But yeah, this was the early days. I think the second version we did DMA was 80 milligram, and I think leucine was removed. NutraBio did not do the product, but Mark was like involved because he was basically the first year or two. He was very much involved with helping me out with Apollo Nutrition. And that was it.
Okay. Again, I show this lovingly. You know, I love you, brother.
Yeah, 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 yeah. No, no, no. Actually, I mean, trust me, if I could, I would re-release this version just for shits and giggles. But like I said, DMA is the only thing that prevents from doing it. That's the reason why the only time we re-released anything, even though it tasted just as bad, was the 6.5 Assassin because it didn't have the DMA. That was the only one. No, I mean, I feel that's fine. Don't worry about it. It's cool.
Lucas and Chris, PJ and I talked about this. Should creatine be in a pre-workout? Does it make a difference when you're buying a pre-workout?
No, I don't think so. Uh, adding 5 grams, 10 grams of creatine into your pre-workout would just make it a protein-sized scoop. And if you want to add creatine separately, you can add it, but I don't see it necessary in a readily made pre-workout. I mean,
Okay.
I don't think there are that many pre-workouts that include creatine.
Hmm.
And
What
I
ab-
know Bloody Hooligan had it, and something from Applied Nutrition, but that's about it.
what about you,
There's a handful
Lucas?
over here.
Yeah, PJ, what did you say?
There's a handful that use it over here.
What are your thoughts, Lucas, about creatine being in a pre-workout?
I don't like it. I personally like to have a more like a stim bump than than the creatine or BCAAs or those kind of things in a pre-workout. They are just taking space, basically.
Mm.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I don't see any point, because
Okay.
nowadays it's just getting more and more ridiculous, with the scoop size, of the pre-workout. It's getting out of control. Soon we will have like what fucking 100 grams of a pre-workout scoop, so it's just like, and you are taking like a whole bunch of stuff, which for like a regular lifter is just unnecessary, in my opinion. You still have this fucking craze, with the gummies and and all this bullshit, so
Okay. Well, that was a question actually for Robic, since Lucas opened up that door. Will Apollon ever get into gummies or chewables or any of that type of stuff? Have you looked into that, Robic?
fuck, if he will do that, I will cancel him.
No, I feel
Fuck
like
that.
Martin. Um,
Yeah.
I'll be honest. We look into something that I will share with you off the air. We looked into something, and that was very very cool. It just didn't materialize. But I see what Lucas is saying, and to be honest with you, like even going back to creatine, is creatine beneficial? For performance, 100% yes. Nobody's going to dispute that. But again, we went to 10, 20, 30, 40 grams pre workouts, and that's okay. But you know what? There is a limit how far we can go, and you cannot include everything. And sometimes, like Chris also mentioned, you can just add creatine. So I think in a limited pre workout, when you're trying to do something funky, something cool, something unique to bring attention, that's okay. But other than that, I mean, creatine unflavored pretty much available everywhere. So if you want to include it and it's a whole fucking 5 gram, for example, you can just include it. So, I mean, you can go gummies, you can go chewables, you can do liquids. The sky is the limit. But the thing is that, and I can be accused of that, sometimes you have to chill. You have to
Mhm.
chill and you have to like stick to what works for you. Um, I mean, Chris and I've been going back and forth with fucking around with formulas and having fun with it, and it's fun. But the one thing is that, for example, Chris understands Apollon. He does understand. He understand. I mean, he actually fucking predicted, not even predicted, but he fucking nailed two things that we were working on. And it was shocking. I was like, is he spying on us on something? And the reason is because I think he understands the DNA. He understands what Apollon is all about. So I think that we should stick to what works. If somebody wants to do something else, that's fine. You don't have to go and like, oh, they doing it, let us do it too. Like to me, for example, Gorilla Mind going into the whole creatine gummies and stuff like that, just it's not bad, but just felt kind of off, like off brand. Like it was just I didn't feel it, So I think that just stick to your basics, stick to what works, and I think you'll be fine. But you cannot fucking do everything. You cannot put everything into one pre-workout. Yes, you can have a loaded pre-workout even with 10, 20 ingredients, but it still kind of has to make sense. And sometimes you see, like, I used to hate the term kitchen sink, but I see some people are doing kitchen sink where you like, okay, these guys have CDP choline and they have alpha GPC. And Lucas will remember this on the final scoop. We had a discussion. You don't need to put CDP choline and alpha GPC together. It's completely unnecessary. And Robert Chinetsky was great at actually breaking it down. Why not? And we all agreed. And now I will see like, okay, DMAE, CDP choline, choline bitter trait, and alpha GPC. You have
Yeah.
four ingredients in one pre-workout sprinkle.
They're
Like,
doing the
what
same
the
thing.
fuck are you doing? Like, why are you doing it? Like, it makes no sense. And your dosages are also like, it's clearly underdosed, but you have everything on a label. I'm like, okay, this is the definition of kitchen sink that makes no sense whatsoever.
Yep.
It's like what we need to add to make this formula even better. But but at the same time, the formula is just bullshit because
It's
you
bullshit,
just
yeah.
you're just utilizing all different kinds of ingredients while you're just like sprinkling them, all over the place. So yeah.
Yep. PG and I talked about it last podcast, where it's almost like a lot of the pre-workouts, it's not even innovation. It's just a matter of who has more. Like PJ tried one that had 8 grams of beta alanine the other day. Everything else was okay, but it's like mine's better because I have 11 grams of citrulline, or mine's better because I have 800 milligrams of alpha GPC. It's like it's getting ridiculous.
Playing with puzzle pieces, see what works.
Yeah.
Well,
Has
there is one brand in particular who used to do it quite a bit, where you would see the first 3 or 4 rows of ingredients are loaded, and then you would have Lucas knows about this, and then you would go down the line, and all of a sudden there's like, okay, this is shit. But when you start reading it, you're like, oh my god, this is impressive, and then you see. What the fuck is this? Like this makes no sense. But there is everything on it. Like absolutely everything.
It's like being with the hot girl. You know, you are fucking her for like 20 good seconds, and after that, it's like, what the fuck?
20 seconds. Wow, you're giving her your all, aren't you?
Way to go, champ.
Uh,
Has anyone tried the new Casanova, and what went into seeing if it really worked?
Well, I'm gonna
Oh yeah.
Chris tried it, and I thought his review was spot on. And I especially liked how he emphasized that, it's not a testosterone booster, because I fucking hate that thing.
So,
Yeah,
Chris,
I've
so in case
tried.
people didn't see it, what was your thoughts?
Yeah.
Or what was your wife's thoughts?
You're asking Chris, I
Yeah,
assume.
Yeah.
Chris.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. It's my wife's favorite
don't ask
product.
me.
I'll
Don't
be
ask
honest.
me.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Chris. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay. So I went through half a tub, half a container, and man, I can really say it works. I mean, from a vasodilating perspective, from a libido enhancement perspective, it totally works. It's by far the best on the market. Testosterone booster? Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think it would raise testosterone in a meaningful way because, I mean, if you really have problems, you know, low test, clinically low test, then a test booster might help and you might feel it. But I don't know if your test is normal, if you get something, if you use something that like boosts it by, I don't know, 10%, 15%, that's not going to make a difference. I mean, you're not going to feel it when we're talking exogenous tests, like 200,
Right.
300% boost. Yeah, you'll feel that 10%, 15%, 40% boost. No, but it does do what it says on the label,
And did you start
100%.
did you start your statement
And
off with saying it's your wife's favorite product? Is that what you said at
yeah,
the
yeah,
beginning?
yeah. And I'll tell you one more thing. Uh, and Robic may ask around. I don't know, see if any other users experience this, but uh, with the risk of getting a little bit personal, I had a slight issue being a little bit, let's say, trigger happy. You know,
No,
yeah,
and you know what? I
and
have
that
to,
improved it
just in
a
full
lot,
transparency,
a
I
lot.
have to say it
Hold on,
that,
Robert. Hold on. Robert, hold on. Let him finish. I'm sorry. Let him
Yeah,
finish.
yeah,
Chris,
and
go ahead.
that improved it a lot. I mean, after taking, I don't know if it's something placebo, but my slight issue like totally disappeared.
yeah, no, and also, you know what? It's important to mention that I know that I mentioned it in my post, but the truth is that one of the main benefits, I guess, or factors when it comes to it, is that the product was supposed to be released at the end of 2025, and the only person I did share the formula was with Chris, and he helped me actually adjust the formula right in the last minute. And that was the best fucking decision. I'm not going to get into specifics why, because that's going to trigger something else, but I'll share it like off the air. But his advice was absolutely spot on, and like I said, I just want to give credit where credit's due. But the product did come out
Thanks, man.
very, very, very good, and his help was tremendous.
Are you and Marina working something on the female side? You guys thought about that?
Yes, actually, we do, and it's funny because I was we're gonna finalize a formula for women in the next 2 3 days,
Oh,
and I'm going to be sharing it also with Chris as well. But this is not going to be the first, not even second product that Chris is involved with, because there's another product that he's kind of involved with Masha on, and that one I'm actually looking forward to a lot, because that's really really cool how they, not even talking to each other, like kind of came up with the same idea, just came from different angles, and that is something that's going to be pretty cool. And there's another product that Chris kind of guessed, not guessed, he suggested, and I messaged him. I was like, "Fuck, we're actually working on it right now."
Yes.
So it's good to have people like Chris and like Lucas and like Robert Shinetsky, as friends, because the thing is that they will advise you on something that works. And again, you gotta know upon DNA. It's just it's crucial, because we don't do things like other brands, and I'm very proud of it. And that's the reason why, as Lucas mentioned, that he would cancel me. I mean, that's actually a very good statement, because you gotta stick to your guns. You gotta stick to what you do best.
Now, your texts are going to blow up. What's an ETA on the female formula you discussed?
Well, I think that the formula is pretty much done. We've been fucking around with it for the past, I would say probably for about a year now. It's just, I want to run it by Chris also, because we didn't finalize everything. And I'm just, I get excited, then I get a little bit burned out, and I want to move to other things. So I'm just going to dump it on Chris.
Sure, man.
Oh my!
Fuck
I
around
know
and
the
don't
best
intend
beta
it.
tester.
Yeah, it just, like I said, I mean, it was definitely like, sometimes we go back and forth. This was like purely Marina's idea, like purely, that's definitely hers. Robert Chinaski initially like contributed last year with, I think, like two ingredients. And then I will not lie. I have very little to do with it. Very, very little to do with it. It's just not my area of expertise. And like I said, I gotta be triggered. Like something has to trigger me to get like really into it. And this formula is just gives me more of an anxiety, because I start like panicking when I'm not like sure about certain things. And Chris is more into like diving in. So I was like, before we go and price the formula and move to the next level, I was just, I know we're going to finish it Monday or Tuesday. I'll just send it to Chris to kind of like give his 2 cents and look into it, because there is no rush. But definitely 2026. And my guess would be probably sometimes late summer, early fall.
PJ, does your wife use supplements, and would she be up for being a reviewer for that?
Ooh, I don't know. She does, but it takes a lot to get her to try something foreign. It's got to be something that she's used to. She doesn't like putting anything weird, or she's afraid of like a bad experience. You know what I mean?
Okay, all right.
I might be
Um,
able to. Maybe I get you on the phone with her. You might be able to coax her into using it.
Send her to me.
Done deal. On the way.
so, Robert, owning the gym, do you have these scientific lifters at the gym? And I know you've seen them that are doing the weird ass shit. And what are your thoughts on this?
What do you mean?
Well, I don't know if you've seen the videos where these people come in and they're hurling their handles and the flip flops, and they're doing all this. Lucas and Chris, I'm sure you've seen it. They're doing these weird exercises that, like, have no purpose at all. They're trying to bias the shoulder or hit the upper part, the upper 20% of the chest. Like, have you seen people do some really weird shit with the equipment in the gym? Basically, is the right question.
Oh, okay. So I don't know how it's in Europe, but over here, what I observed, like, what, I even made fun recently of a pound, where I said, a pound is not what it used to be, and I'm kind of like, shitting on my own parade here. But the truth is that the hardcore mentality that used to be present maybe 10, 15, 20 years ago, I don't think it's there. I don't think people train the way they used to. Again, maybe in Europe it's different, but at least here I observe it's not the same. Everybody is walking around obviously with a phone. Everybody is walking around with gallons of water, and everybody is an expert, and everybody is watching Sam Sulek. And I think it's a different culture right now. And just recently we were training, and all of a sudden I see a guy walking on a treadmill backwards, and I'm looking at it and I'm confused. I'm like literally confused. Like I don't know what the fuck. I don't understand why. And it comes the time where I question myself. Maybe I'm stupid. maybe I didn't evolve. Maybe I'm missing something, because people walking backwards on a treadmill makes no sense to me, or doing certain funky exercises like I've seen. And I've seen guys in Serena even doing it. And to me, again, I don't understand. People getting on the floor and doing bench press off the floor
Hmm.
with dumbbells. And I understand it's a range of motion, and I'm still, but is it really necessary? And then recently you watch an interview with Dorian Yates where he says, and again, certain things I don't agree with him, but when it comes to training, how can you argue with Dorian? And where he said, somebody said to him, "I train for 3 hours," and Dorian goes, "Well, I train for 45 minutes. Come train with me, and you want less." And it's true, the intensity. I think the basics always worked. And somebody even mentioned, I think Johnny Jackson, where he commented on Mr. Olympia, on Derek. And he said that Derek doesn't have that raw quality and that graininess to his muscle, maybe because he doesn't train with free weights. And Derek trained at Apollo a couple of times. And the funny thing is like I never thought about it, but I saw him train machines only. Again, I'm not going
Hmm.
to say that it's a bad thing. I'm not going to say it's a good thing. It just, I think that the whole mentality when it comes to training and the approach to training and the intensity has definitely changed. So, um, I don't know. I'm gonna stick to basics. I'm not saying that I'm like the best or anything like that, but to me, still basics I think works. And from what I see, even in terms of quality of physiques, I will still say that I think that the era of Jay and Ronnie, it's kind of missed. And
Hmm.
when you watch them train, their videos were very very popular, but it was raw and it was real and it worked. But today, funky training, and funky angles, and putting your arms here and doing stuff that makes no sense. I mean, again, I don't understand that.
So I'm going to be honest here. I'm one of those people that walks backwards on the treadmill for a few minutes. The reason being is because when I tore my ACL and my MCL, my ortho said to do that to strengthen the tendons in the knees again.
Maybe.
So
I don't know.
that's just me. I'm going to say
Maybe.
but
I
everything
know
else, no.
that I know
There's a
when I tore my quad, and I was doing the rehab, they told me not to use the treadmill, period, and I used
Hmm.
only the bike.
Yep.
So I used the bike, and once I got back to normal, I went to regular training. That's what I know. Um, and the thing is the same when I tore my quad, and I tore my quad in my left leg. I couldn't kick, obviously. I was still training Muay Thai. I couldn't kick with the left leg. And when the question came for me to fight possibly again, I had to kick with the left leg because I wouldn't be able to go to my opponent and say, like, can we not kick with left leg because I'm unable to? So I still have to go back to normal. Like, to me, that's the mentality, is to go back to basics. So either I do something or I don't. But if I do it, I give it 100%. It's
Yep.
just certain things. I don't know. Like I said, and when I see the different angles, hold the dumbbell here, hold the dumbbell here, to me it just makes absolutely no sense.
Yeah. I agree. I agree. So, PJ, this is almost for everybody. Is there an optimal dosage of caffeine in pre workouts? And I know this is kind of an open, loaded question.
I don't know. I guess it depends on who's taking it, right? And your caffeine tolerance. Honestly, I mean, us couple of us here probably have a very high tolerance of caffeine. I know a couple people that maybe 150 milligrams is plenty for them. I guess it's the eye of the beholder, realistically.
So are you deterred from something lower? Let's say you see a pre-workout with 200, 250. I'm not deterred, but is it kind of like, I need more?
Semi, only because I get up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I need a swift kick in the ass to get moving.
Okay. And Lucas, I know you inject your caffeine. You don't even drink it. You just inject it.
You know what? To me, it's not like a dick measuring contest. It's not like you have 300 milligrams of caffeine, or you have like 500 milligrams of caffeine. So it's this is good, this is bad. No, it's not like that. It's up to like when I'm checking a product, let's say a pre-workout or something like that. I'm looking at the whole thing, so I'm not looking just how much caffeine is it going to give me, but also what kind of stimulants I'm getting out of it. Because I will tell you, like today, I had a back session, a pull, and before my training session, I took only 200 milligrams of caffeine, but I
Okay.
took 10 grams, but I took with that 10 grams of tyrosine,
Wow.
and I was on a entire another level. So you need to realize that caffeine is one thing, and the other thing is our stims. And this was the discussion between me and Robic that we had, because one fucking guy was on the Instagram from, I think he was from VMI. I will call this ass every time. I saw his post and I was like, what the fuck is this guy even saying? Because he was saying that the jacked was so powerful just because of the caffeine content, which is, motherfucker. He doesn't understand that the main thing was the DMAA content, not the fucking caffeine. It was the synergy between caffeine and DMAA. That's why
Yep.
this product was fucking gold. That's why everyone is just stroking till this day. And they're just like praying for God to to bring back the old Jack. The old guys that remember the Jacked, they know that that the formula was good just because there was a synergistic effect between all these ingredients, and there was this fucking proprietary blend which everyone's complains now. But at the same time, you guys know that the guys that tried the old Jacked know, that it was spot on. And when you hear this fucking guy that he's telling on the internet that his formula is fucking great just because he has 400 milligrams of fucking caffeine, it's like, motherfucker. I'm like, dude, you need to say it straight away. And I'm just like, I'm just pissing my ass just because I can't stand motherfuckers like this, because they're just like pulling like negativity and just like fucking bullshit. So that's my quick rant. Thank you.
Deep breath, Lucas. You're gonna have an aneurysm. Deep breath, brother. Deep breath.
No, I mean, yeah.
No,
Well, Lucas sent me
I'm
actually the
calm. I'm
link, and I saw
calm.
it, and I totally understand what he's saying, because the thing is that it was presented. Lucas, what was it? That was the 400 milligram of caffeine, right?
400, yeah.
Yeah, 400. And he said that it's a max dose, or like, the strongest or max dose that people should be taking. And that didn't sit well with me well either, because 400 is not how much people should be taking max. You should be taking whatever your max is. And
Exactly.
whatever max suits you best. There is no such thing as max. Max can be 700, 800, 1,000, or 100. I mean, everybody has his own max. And again, every time I see people talking about pre-workout, number one that pops into mind: how much caffeine? Okay, did you see the citrulline? Did you see the tyrosine? Did you see the taurine? Did you see the pump ingredients? Did you see the focus ingredients? Did you see the dosages? Or you literally see only caffeine? That's the only thing how you measure whether the product is effective or not. Again, I never liked prop blends, but the facts remain fact. The Jack 3D worked. And why it worked? Because, yes, the combination of DMA and caffeine, and the fact that it just worked. And we like a good pump, no doubt about it. But
Mhm.
a pump is a temporary thing. It's definitely very temporary. What we need is, like PJ said, he needs a kick in the ass in the morning, and the kick in the ass is not gonna come from pump ingredients. I'm sorry, probably energy that's gonna come from stems, and depends how much stems. That's what's gonna work. And then secondary probably gonna be the focus ingredients, because in the morning when we wake up, we're not exactly very focused. We are fucking all over the place. We need that focus, and that's the reason why I'm gonna kind of toot my own horn, but something like sharp coffee is phenomenal. Why? Because it has the caffeine and it has the nootropics. You don't need a fucking pump in that product. It's completely unnecessary. But you can definitely use it as a wake up product. You can definitely use it as a pre workout. Absolutely no problem. So in terms of what's the max? Who the fuck knows? I mean, I know that Sean is a pussy. For him, like 50 milligram of caffeine is too much, and Lucas, 50 milligram, that's his sleeping pill. So come on.
So, Robert, maybe this isn't the right question. So, how does Apollon Gym Classic sell in the sea of your anarchies and your Jawans and your assassins? And maybe that's not the right question.
No, no, it is the right question. And actually, Chris gave me already a fucking hard time about it that we're not promoting it well. And he's right. You know, he's absolutely right. We're not promoting it well because if you're taking an average consumer, then it's not Hooligan. It's definitely not Assassin. It's definitely not those products. Apollo Gym Classic is probably something that Lucas can use and you can use and I can use. You know, it's a pre-workout that is, I mean, as much as I don't like the word, but it is mainstream. That is something that is the most mainstream because it has a very well balanced when it comes to every ingredient. And it has what it, and plus a great price. So I'm not gonna lie. I think that Apollon Gem Classic. I know Apollon Gem Classic is not as popular as Hooligan and Assassin, but the criticism from Chris is right. We're not promoting it enough. I think that we should definitely promote it a little bit better, and especially to the younger crowd because I mean, honestly, in that category, specifically in that category, I don't think you're gonna be able to find anything that is remotely as good.
No, no, I agree. So, Lucas, as we wind down here, what are your thoughts? And you had kind of mentioned this thoughts on Lunsford with Dragon Pharma.
To be honest, I called it. I knew it a bit earlier. I had some insights, from few friends, so I knew that he will be going there. To be honest, I was a bit surprised because I know that Jacko is probably was offering him a much more money than the Dragon is probably gonna give him. At the same time, I'm a bit confused. Just I am confused with the Bob Chick and Black Skull. I don't know if you heard that news.
No.
Bob Chick is now the one of the main guys that will be promoting Black Skull in US.
Okay.
So not only Black Skull will be sponsoring his podcast, but he will also be involved in formulations and sales and so on. So I was a bit confused here as well, but sticking to Derek, God bless him, and what else, and wish him good luck with the dragon. I just I'm just a bit confused because also they had Tonio on the
Yep.
team,
Love
and I
Tonio.
know that Tonio had to resign just because of the financial issues. So I don't know, but maybe everything's changed down there, and they are back on a good track. So they got some good guys in their team. I know they have Logan Franklin, right?
Okay.
So yeah, they recently released some sauces and syrups. So we shall see.
If I
But
was a betting man, I'll say by the Olympia 2027, Derek will be announcing a new brand.
yeah, I think so too. But we shall see, man. The thing with all these athletes, as I said, they are like butterflies. They are like they're fucking every flower they can possibly can get. It all comes down to the contract, all comes down to the money, those kinds of things. There is no loyalty. We had the discussion with Robic, so many times, and we saw it plenty of times, but yeah, man, there are just like maybe few people out there that are sticking to their guns and just sticking to one company, like Evan Santopani. I had a massive respect for this guy,
Yep.
Yeah.
because he's with fucking Animal for like 19 years, bro. It's like
Something. Yeah.
it's just ridiculous. So there are few guys out there, but most of them is just like how much money I can get just to get some leverage, and subs. But yeah, that's the
All
truth,
right.
man.
So for Robic and any of the MMA fans, thoughts on the Carano Rousey fight coming up?
I think it's a fun fight. Two beautiful ladies, legends in the sport. And when something like that happens, I always support. And then, people want to make money, so why not? I think it's a great fight. Fun.
You want to let your prediction?
I want Gina Carano to win,
Yeah.
but, if it goes to the ground, I don't think she can.
Okay. Because I think they both, it's probably been 5 years plus since they wrestled. Not wrestled, but I should
Yeah.
say fought.
Gina Carano stand up is far superior to Ronda Rousey, and Ronda Rousey is superior on the ground.
Yeah. Okay. So guys, as we wind down, any other open questions here for each other? I know we've had a toss up with everything all over here.
No, it just sparked my memory when you brought up Sharp Coffee and asking if my wife would try something new. I don't know if you remember her horrific event the first time. That's where our kind of relationship kicked off, was that. You might have to coax her into a new product then after that ordeal. She was flying.
Well, perfect. Well, guys, it's always good seeing you. It's always good catching up, and as we all say, chopping it up. Robert, thanks. One more thing too. A pollen seminar. We kind of any more thoughts on that?
Yeah, I just started working on it actually this week. Wanted to check
Okay.
with Shane if he can make it. So, with the Olympia at the end of September and Supply Side West at the end of October, we'll try to do it somewhere in between.
Perfect. Guys, it's always good seeing you. We appreciate your time. And for everybody watching, let us know you're here. Comment, like, do something below, and we'll do these again more often. Thanks so much.
All right.
Yeah. See you guys.